essentially nationwide, Democrats are talking about this blue wave, hoping that, post-Trump, they can pick up some congressional seats that Republicans currently have. And they've got their eye on a number of those seats here in California that they think they can flip. Yeah, it was a pretty typical campaign stop in what has been a pretty atypical campaign season so far. But he kept through on his bus tour, Gavin Newsom did today, through the Central Valley, made a stop in Fresno, then in Modesto. He was with some other Democrats today. He was also touting party unity. William Barr was appointed by President Trump. So was it the right decision by Mueller, you think, to defer the obstruction question to the DOJ?
I think there's no dispute that William Barr is clearly a partisan.
This college admission scandal really rocked academia nationwide, but the facts are that most of the schools involved in it are here in California. So now lawmakers here at the Capitol are trying to grapple with what, if anything, their role is going to be. And I want to pose this to you, Karen, because that was the concern, right? That there were just simply too many Democrats in these races and that they were taking votes away from each other. Warbacher race, that's a good example, right? Because we have two Democrats who are split by Scott Baugh, the Republican. Governor, you've run for president. What does the Democratic Party need right now in terms of a leader that might combat Trump, and how would you define who the Democratic Party is? So this is essentially the balance of power in Congress right now. All of these blue seats that you see, these are Democratic seats. Obviously, the red, these are Republican seats, but it's this area in the middle, those lighter colors, that we're really focusing on. This isn't going to be the last that the California Republican Party sees of him. He didn't make clear what role he may play in the party, but he did say that he is going to be a visible figure in it moving forward well beyond 2018. This was an effort that lawmakers tried last year, full Medi-Cal coverage for undocumented adults, but it failed to pass. This year, though, especially after November, Democrats really increased their majority. They think this might be the year to get this passed. So what does the U.S. hope to get out of this summit with North Korea, and what do leaders hope to avoid? Well, we sat down with Congressman John Garamendi Saturday. He's a member of the House Armed Services Committee. Here's some of our interview with him. Mitch McConnell said that he was worried we may be too anxious to make a deal because if you're too anxious, you may end up getting a bad deal for the United States. Do you share that concern?
Well, certainly Mitch McConnell's concern is a legitimate concern.
Joe.
Yeah, Nikki, so politically, a lot of his supporters even say that Javier Becerra has been progressive on every issue except for policing. What kind of effect do you think these hearings had on the country in general, which is already divided at this point?
Further division. Further division.
I want to start off with what she said was really the overview. She said we have one question to answer, and that's whether or not what these officers did was a crime. She came to the conclusion that it was not. Why?
Because they did not show. There's two component parts to a criminal act.
Lawmakers on both sides of the aisle are now reacting to the president's announcement. California Democratic Congresswoman Zoe Lofgren says, as many Democrats do, that no deal on immigration should be discussed unless the government is opened up first. Here's what she said.